Major funding for Jann Scott Tonite is provided by Colorado Car Books.
Mics, camera, and video. Major funding for Jann Scott Tonite is provided by Johnson Storage and Moving Company, agents for United Van Lines.
This week, Jann goes to the boxing matches at Manuel High and actually emerges unscathed. Plus, highlights from the new movie Frankenstein. Then, Jann goes off about guns, Rush Limbaugh, and OJ Simpson. Oh joy!
Aren't you just about sick of OJ Simpson and all the stuff on television? Look, I've got a solution for the OJ Simpson problem. Maybe someone could tape this. Excuse me. Maybe someone could tape this and send it to OJ. OJ, listen. Do us all a favor, would you? Don't do us any more favors. You've blown it. Here's the solution. OJ should come forward, admit his guilt, ask for the death penalty, and donate all of his money to the treatment of male batterers and the victims of domestic violence. Doesn't that make sense? It'll save everybody a lot of headache, save the state a lot of money. And this guy can at least clear his conscience. And asking for the death penalty is the manly thing to do. The new Patriot radio network up in Johnstown, folks, I got to tell you, I think the Nazis have just moved in up there. If these people were fighting in the Civil War, they'd fight on the side of the South. I mean, they had everything going except for the blatant racism. That's, what is it, KCHC or something up there, 1330. Bad people, I'm sorry to say. I went up and interviewed with these guys, right? You know what they started doing? They started praying for me. Can you believe that? They were like praying for me. This guy, the guy that owns the place, started to preach at me from Ezekiel, or, what a bunch of white Looney Tunes. Speaking of white Looney Tunes, another place is Channel 53. You remember, if you noticed, I was on Bob Enyart's show over there. Enyart got thrown off the station the night I appeared because we showed some both sides of the Reverend Phelps issue. Channel 53 is another all-male, all-white, all-Christian television station. They're violating FCC laws and the Civil Rights Act of 1961 all over the place. Right? We're looking at the emergence of right-wing, male, white, fascist dirtbags in the city of Denver and in the state of Colorado. You really have to start to look at this. These guys call themselves Christians. Watch it. They're not. They're Nazis. I call them Christian supremacists. Finally, hooray for President Clinton. He just gave Rush Limbaugh exactly what he's looking for. It's about time that President Clinton stood up to Jerry Falwell, Rush Limbaugh, Bob Heckler. These people are pigs. Okay, they are pigs. I've never seen anybody tear into the presidency the way Rush Limbaugh and these right-wing talk show hosts have. It's a disgrace. I mean, I personally haven't done that myself since Richard Nixon led his minions on the streets of America and, tried to cancel the Constitution. But it was necessary then. Clinton's not doing that. He's trying to do some good things for all of us. Shame on Rush Limbaugh. Hooray for President Clinton. Kick butt, Bill. All right. Well, here we are at Manuel High tonight, getting ready for the big fight. First time in a long time Denver has had any local fights promoted. And you're going to see it all live right here on Jann Scott Tonite. So we have local law enforcement here tonight. There he is. Ta-da! So how many of Denver's finest are here this evening?
We only have two here.
Two of you guys. You expect a good turnout?
Very good.
How do you think things will size up for the evening? So far, I haven't seen any colors, no evidence of gang activity, any of that.
We don't anticipate anything like that happening tonight.
Really?
No, not at all.
Because now, when I came down, I had other media people that say, Jan, you shouldn't get on Manuel High. It's down there, so that's going to be trouble. And I said, well, I don't know.
Maybe once upon a time, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, it's nothing like that anymore.
This is a beautiful, beautiful school, too. I mean, it's all new and has a really
This is absolutely state of the art here.
nice running track.
Tonight's fights are being broadcast live by Channel 57, Manuel High Cable. Your superstar of talk radio and TV, Mr. Jann Scott. Give him a hand, please, Jann Scott.
I want to introduce the man who's going to be doing some of the calling of the fights tonight, Dave Hartoon, who's been in boxing for a long time. He's going to call the fights for us tonight here on Mobile Cable. Dave Hartoon.
Are you ready to rumble in the Thunderdome? Let's get ready to rumble!
I used to do a little fighting myself. Yeah.
Okay, this is 6 rounds in the super flyweight division. In the red corner, local fighter Orlando Malone out of Denver. In the blue corner, Rodolfo Almos from San Antonio, Texas.
And which one's Rodolfo? He's the Hispanic guy, and yeah, obviously.
Yeah, right. Rodolfo's a southpaw. Right now they're jockeying for position. One thing to watch, it's a good move on Malone's part. When you're fighting a southpaw, if you step on the outside of his foot, your right hand is the closest to power.
He keeps doing it too, doesn't he? He keeps doing it. Is that cheating? Is that?
No. When you fight a southpaw, you have to fight him like you're fighting a shadow in a mirror.
So you're actually allowed to step on his foot?
No, you don't step on it. You step on the outside of it. A right-hander fighting a southpaw, when he's straight on, toe-to-toe, jabs and hooks work very well. You step on the outside of the foot, you want to hit him with your right hand. It's the closest. There he is, right? Ready to go.
Dave Hartoon actually is scoring the fight. He's agreed to come up here with us this evening and call this fight for you folks here in Denver. And if you listen to what he's saying, you notice he's probably one of the best announcers for fights, both either locally or nationally. The reason being, when you have a guy who works in the boxing field all the time and he's not a network announcer, they know everything about the fight game. It's Dave Hartoon with Boxing Illustrated.
I would venture to say most right-handed fighters don't fight too many southpaws, and as such, you're a little tentative when you're fighting a man with long reach like that.
Now the southpaw is Malone or Almost?
Almost. He's left-handed.
Left-handed. So watch that left hand with Almost, because that's the one that will uncork.
See, there's that uppercut when he gets him against the ropes, just to kind of force him back. It's not really a power punch, but keeps him honest when Malone pressures him like that. You'd be surprised how exhausted some of these kids get after a while. A lot of people who don't train think that they can box and get in the ring, and after 1 minute they're huffing and puffing and out of gas. I know up in Fort Collins, occasionally they have once a year contests among the fraternities up there, and they only fight 1 minute round. Just 3 1-minute rounds, and these kids are just exhausted and finished. Not used to it. Right now, it looks like Malone more or less has the fight going his way. Almost is starting to tire down a little bit.
How can you tell?
His punches are coming a little slower, a little further from the outside, and he doesn't really have any steam on him anymore.
He's not coming out with a lot of spud.
Well, here he goes, 6th and final round. Right away, Malone goes to the body. Pressuring him up against the ropes, keep it going. Almost seems to find that his only defense seems to be to lean down and try to lay back into Malone and gets him up.
What an uppercut.
He's landing some of his backs. Good right hand. down against the ropes. If the ropes are your only support, it is a knockdown.
That's smart as a knockdown.
It's a knockdown. Now he's all about running. At this point, all he wants to hear is that final bell. Malone's trying to give it to him. Now Malone looks like he's getting bored with this. Every time he tries to take it to almost takes off running. Nice running. That's what he's been waiting for. I think there's one fighter down there who's glad this fight is over.
A unanimous decision. Quick draw, monologue.
That's Theory Smith, KDKO famous sports announcer, used to be with KYBG. Came to the show tonight, he's in the house.
My name is Ed Denman. I'm with Blue House Productions. I'm co-promoter for this fight along with Hank Jones Promotions.
This is the first fight in a lot of years in Denver that you're promoting tonight. So what's the purpose of tonight's fight? What's part of it?
The purpose of tonight's fight is this is a fundraising effort for the Bobby Lewis Boxing and Training Center and Memorial Library. Bobby Lewis was the first black Olympic boxing coach. He coached the U.S. Olympic boxing team in 1972.
What do you think we'll end up getting? What are you hoping for?
We're hoping for at least 1,100 people here tonight.
Think we're going to get it?
Oh, I believe we will.
Really?
You see they're coming in now.
Oh yeah, people are starting to file in now. Tell us, now who's this man coming toward us? This is
Doc McClain, well-known DJ around town, and Doc McClain is also the ring announcer, first black ring announcer in professional boxing for Denver.
Let's talk a little bit about that. We talked about that on the phone, but tell the people who are watching at home, I mean, if this is the first black ring announcer in the history of boxing, what's going on? Is there an awful lot of black fighters, unless, am I wrong or what?
Jan, let me just say this. I may be overstating when I say he's the first black ring announcer in professional boxing. I'm sure that there are, but he's the first black ring announcer in Denver in professional boxing.
Okay. How many of you watching TV tonight at home, have you ever seen a black ring announcer? I haven't. On PSN? Prime Sports, do they have a black ring announcer?
No, they don't.
Now we're right at 27th and Williams. This is 5 points, right?
No, this is not 5
This is not 5 points. Where are we?
We're in the Coal District.
Coal District, okay.
Right. C-O-L-E. The Coal District is a diversified group, is a diversified neighborhood. It has Hispanic, it has black, it has whites. It's just a good neighborhood, an interracially mixed neighborhood that work together. If you know the history of Coal, just recently they got involved with a Take Back the Neighborhood program.
Oh yeah.
Where Ken Sprague, one of the people who worked with us, one of my associates here, was a director. And they did a heck of a job planting trees, painting houses, and running dope dealers out of the neighborhood and everything. And this is why Coal is a thriving neighborhood now, and one that people can walk the streets again.
Really? What kind of message are you going to try to send to young Hispanic males and young black males by having fights, boxing here in Manuel High?
The message that I want to send to all folks, all kids, is that boxing is a sport that has been around for many, many centuries. It's a sport that takes a lot of will and stick-to-itness, and if you can fare well as a boxer, you can fare well in life as well, because of the discipline that it takes to be a good fighter, the same discipline it takes to be a good person in society. I want you to meet Hank Jones. Hank Jones is a co-promoter. He's an associate with Hank Jones.
We hope success tonight, and then we'll come right back.
Good luck. Thank you. Anybody else that you want to introduce us to while we're down here?
This is Richard Christmas.
Richard High.
Yeah.
And Jann Scott. Anything you want to say to the TV audience before we get going tonight? I'm going to let you go.
Oh, well, it's going to be, the card is going to be sensational. And everybody don't come out to see it. You know, this is like the Thriller in Manila. You know,
The Thriller in
Manila. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is going to be very good. And everyone that don't come out to see it is going to miss a good show. You got to, because it's compatible fighting, what you don't get nowadays.
Anything, Doc, you want to say to kids that are watching this, you know, young black males? Thank you for hearing us.
Stay in school, pursue your dreams. Yeah. Things will happen.
They're happening for you. You want to tell us a little bit about? There'll be a lot of people watching this show in Boulder and in on television that don't even know who you are. Who is Doc McClain?
I'm a DJ. I'm a DJ, freelance DJ, cameraman. Do a lot of.
You have a big reputation for doing a lot of dances and a lot of parties, huh?
Right.
Doc McClain. Why'd you come to the fights tonight? Are you excited to see?
See my brother.
Is your brother going to fight? Huh?
Yep.
Is he? What's your brother's name?
Stevie Johnson.
Is that right?
My cousin. Why are you talking like that? My cousin.
Will he win?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
All the time. Never lost.
Back here live on Jann Scott Tonite at Manuel High School. Friday Night Fights. Certainly our announcer this evening, folks, is Dave Hartoon. He's a writer for Boxing Illustrator, former writer for Ring Magazine. Dave?
Okay. Forgive us, folks. We're in a 10-round lightweight contest featuring Stevie Johnson, local favorite from Denver, Colorado here, in the gold and black trunks, against Raymond Flores of San Antonio, Texas. Stevie came in at 140 pounds, Raymond at 139 pounds. Stevie's another quick little southpaw. Flores doesn't know what to do with his southpaw. Little Stevie presses the attack. As long as he can stay inside, it's that was a good little right uppercut he landed. As long as he can keep it close, it's in his territory. The longer arms of Flores makes it difficult for him to land it strongly inside.
Like it's about to be over. Flores is staggered.
Flores has been landing pretty hard in this, but he's hanging right in there.
This is the first time we've brought live boxing to you here in Denver, Colorado. Live local boxing has not been on television for just years. In fact, Dave, I mean, how far back can you remember when we've had local TV produce, local fights?
I can't remember any at all. I've only been here 7 years, and in 7 years, I have yet to see one. This is a first.
Never have seen it. In the old days, Channel 2 and a few of the other channels would do it, but now it's much too expensive to produce. But if you notice here tonight, we have, incidentally, want to thank Pete Egan, our cameraman this evening, and Dave Hartoon for calling the fights. Dave Hartoon for calling the fights. Jann Scott with you. This is a one-camera shoot tonight, folks, and we're shooting this up at top of the bleachers. But it's the way that we can bring live boxing to you on local cable television.
He's backing up under the pressure this fight. We're seeing a little life out of Flores, who's trying to force Stevie against the ropes, but then doesn't take advantage of it. Stevie comes out with a nice little left to the side. Talking about
George Stevens certainly is rooting for Stevie Johnson tonight.
She's rooting for the hometown hero. There you go. A little frustration on Flores as Stevie's landing a couple good left hands. Right. I can't understand the thinking of Flores to want to be fighting inside against Stevie with those little strong arms. He gets those hooks in so nicely. They're well within his range. Stevie keeps his foot on the outside. Flores and lands continuing. Stevie's taking it to him now. He's landing just about any shot. Flores is hanging out.
Who cannot knock Flores down? Amazing durability.
There's the bell. Glad to hear that.
We're going to the judge's final decision live at Manuel High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision from Denver, Colorado, in the red corner, little red flag, Stevie Johnson. 7 KOs, Jazzy Jerry Strickland. Weighing in at 148.5.
Well, back here live at Manuel High School at the Thunderdome on Jann Scott Tonite with Dave Hartoon. He is one of the writers for Boxing Illustrated magazine. As they're introducing, Dave, why don't you tell us about the fighters in this title fight coming up?
Thank you, Doc. We have
Doc McLean. Yeah.
Lightning Lonnie Smith, 148.5 pounds out of Denver, Colorado, former world champion, and he's fighting veteran Jerry Strickland, 145 pounds out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, there's no doubt in our mind that Lightning Lonnie still got some of that potential. I made him a world champion. He'll be a heavy favorite in this fight.
Which one's Lightning Lonnie?
Lightning Lonnie's in the white trunks in the red corner. Jerry is in the red trunks in the blue corner.
What are your predictions on this fight, Dave? How long do you think it's going to last?
Well, I look for Lonnie to knock Strickland out, probably in the early rounds here. Lonnie's still got a pretty good punch.
He is fast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still a quick fighter.
He's faster than the lightweights we were watching.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good watcher right now.
Lifted him right up off the mat. Well, Dave, that fight didn't take very long to end this evening here at the Thunderdome. Pretty amazing. Did you see that? We'll show it to you one more time. Coming right now, instant replay. Here comes the knockout punch.
The first punch that hit him was bunches and punches, punches and bunches.
Okay, now you're going to have to do that. It was bunches of punches.
Bunches of punches, punches and bunches.
That's the fight that won the championship with. Those punches.
Are you a Rocky Mountain News reporter?
Yes.
Yeah, what's your name?
Jeff Hamrick.
Jeff Hamrick, how you doing? Say hi to them.
Hamrick.
Jeff Hamrick. So what do you think of tonight's show? I mean, as far as boxing goes,
There's good boxes. There's good bouts all the way around. Slow start. With the crowd rammed up for the last two.
We don't usually see fights this good in Denver, do we? I mean, I haven't seen.
Do we see fights in Denver
like this ever? Yeah, I know. There you go.
I hope we see some more like this. Which is one question I need to ask you.
The problem is that we need to get more of Colorado, not just Denver, but we need to get more of Colorado involved, not only with Lonnie Smith, but with a lot of the young youth that's around Denver.
because it will help them to give them a more light in trying to make something out of their lives instead of being out in the streets. You know?
got an idea.
I think it'll work. I think it'll work. We just need to really get not only the Rocky Mountain News, we need to get more of the press involved so we can build it up and make it.
These last two fights tonight should show people.
Well, I hope so.
Unfortunately, you got to slow down more. Let me get back to my interview so I can see it. Congratulations.
Major funding for Jann Scott Tonite is provided by Colorado Car Books.
Major funding for Jann Scott Tonite is provided by Johnson Storage and Moving Company, agents for United Van Lines. Mics, camera, and video. Boulder Taco John's. Benstol's Fine Garage. Honda cars exclusively. Terry Chiropractic and Healthcare.
Funding in part for Jann Scott Tonite is provided by Your Serenity Store.